What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're in the garage and we're going to talk a little bit about schooling. Here's why this topic came up. Yesterday I was working on my motor here and a customer walks in my shop and we get talking and he says, "Where did you go to school to learn this stuff?" I said, "I did it." The look on his face was like I'm not good enough to work on his vehicle now. I know it sucks he's that shallow, but get ready. For those of you that didn't go to college, you might have to deal with this once in a while. I can tell you this much, you're going to deal with it a lot in life. I see it in a lot of other industries, and let alone society also. If you didn't go to college, people look down their nose upon you. But here's a couple facts that maybe you need to take with you. Those of you who are not going to college and those of you that are. Those of you that are going to school to learn how to do this stuff in this industry, when you get out, I want you to remember something. You're not better than anybody else, and you're not better than the guys that didn't go to college. And I'm going to try to point out the fact that both you guys are a lot of alike, you just don't realize it yet. And one of the things I got to tell you, those of you that go to college, you got a lot to learn. You got a lot on your plate. You got to go to school, you got to go to class, you got to learn in the classroom, take them tests, learn out in the shop, prove yourself to the teacher. And then you got a college debt. You got college tuition that you got to pay back. But you're not that far off, guys that didn't go to college, from the guys that did. And here's what I mean by that. Those of you that didn't go to college and want to be great mechanics, you got a rough road ahead of you. School of hard knocks. I know, that's the road I took. And it sucks. Just so you know, get ready. It's not easy either. A lot of you guys are going to have to maybe work in a shop for free, on a weekend or something like that to try to learn all the knowledge you can. Take it from me, I was 19 years old, middle of winter, cold garage, trying to do a head gasket job on a car that I've never even seen before. I got my head buried in a Chilton's manual, trying to figure it out so I can eat. While my friends are out partying, having a good time. You're going to find yourself making a lot of sacrifices so you can gain as much knowledge as you can. The truth of the matter is, you guys are no different. One's not better than the other. And a little piece of advice I can give you guys that are going to college, when you get out of college, don't be cocky. Don't have an ego. Because when you start working at that shop, you may have graduated honors and been top shit in your class, but when you get in there at the shop working with them other mechanics and you got an ego, they're going to see that. And when they see that, you're going to fail, you're going to screw up, because all us mechanics do, and all good ones will tell you it's going to happen. Because everybody has a bad day. But when you screw up, them other guys are not going to want to help you. And you don't want that either. And the same goes for the mechanics that became good mechanics that didn't go to school and you went the road of hard knocks. Don't be beating your chest because you think you're better than the guy that's got himself buried in college tuition and still living at home with mom and dad, because you're going to screw up too, and chances are he's learned something in school that you haven't yet. And what I'm trying to say, guys, in this industry, try to work together. You guys might end up working underneath the same roof with one another, and you both got mouths to feed, and you both got bills to pay, and you both can learn from one another. No one's better than the other. And what I mean by that is a lot of times I get asked to go teach shop class, auto shop class in the Chicagoland area. And I went to a shop class one time, and I said, who here is going to go to college? Everybody raised their hand but these three boys. These three boys kind of buried their heads down on their shoulders, almost like they were embarrassed. And I heard a couple kids snicker and laugh. I said, "What's so funny?" And the kid says, "Well, I don't know, they're not going to college." I'm like, "Well, obviously we got a bully on our hands here, obviously." And I like, "So you think you're better because you're going to go to college to be a mechanic and they're not?" And he's, well, he's kind of deer in the headlights look, And I looked at him and I said, "Do you know who I am?" He goes, "Yeah, Mr. Zolper, I know who you are. You're a pretty successful guy. You got a business, you've been in magazines, you've built a lot of custom cars and bikes, and you got a TV show." I says, "Yeah, well, what if I tell you I didn't go to college? You think less of me?" He just kind of sat there. And when I said that, them three boys, they kind of perked up. They started realizing that I can make something of myself. It's sad that we've OD'd on college so much in this society that some young 17-year-old boy's got to feel less of an individual because he's not going to have the opportunity for whatever reasons. It's none of our business why. But it's sad we make them feel that way. Listen, I'm living proof you can make something of yourself and bust your ass. But school of hard knocks is not easy either, boys. I wish I could have went to college. I wish I could have definitely learned some things, such as business class. I probably would took some business classes. I probably would have been a lot better in my business a lot earlier on. But what I got to tell you is you can't make people feel bad, because you think you're better because you had an opportunity that they didn't. Because that person that didn't take the opportunity, he could be just as smart as you. I know I see this every day. The other thing is when you go to work in these shops, get ready. Most shops are a lot of ball busting. That's the truth of the matter, especially here at Prison City. The devil won't even come through the door half the time when we're in here busting balls. You got to be thick-skinned. You got to be able to have fun. You got to lighten up a little bit. And another thing I want to bring up real quick, trade schools. Why is it's so bad anymore to teach our kids to work with our hands? Not everybody's going to be a CEO, but they still got to eat. What's wrong with taking pride in being a carpenter, a plumber, an electrician? The list goes on to try to make a name for yourself, to feed your family, and to be happy. Let's face it. We all learn knowledge so we can make money, so we can go play with shit like, I got a Hemi to play with this weekend. That's why we do it. I don't care if you play Frisbee golf on a weekend. We all learn knowledge so we can make money, so we can do things, right? Okay. Guys, listen. If you like what I got to say, subscribe to my YouTube page, In the Garage. For those of you who might have been a little offended with a little swearing, don't worry. Send me your address, brother. I got some coloring books and some calendars, some kittens on it I'm going to send you. Peace out.